Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today's video will talk about statistics, numbers, and I like numbers, I like statistics, I like this kind of information because that's hard information, and with that information you can make policies based on that. If you just have fuzzy feelings, you can't really make policies because you don't know who's who, what's what. In order to make a policy, you have to know how many people live over there, this and that, and I like all those pieces of information. In this video, I will talk about the average American income, statistics on household and personal income in the US. So money, how much money groups in the United States make based on racial, membership, based on locations, states, how much money we make, United States of America, and you can see what's going on here, the dynamics. So this article comes from Zipia.com, but at the end of this article it's listed, they list all the sources that I will read where you can find the statistics, the information these guys compiled in this study. So this is from April 5, 2022. So it's very recent. So it says here that the average, I'm going to start with that general stuff. I'm going to define what average is, median, and this kind of thing, so we know what we're talking about. So for people who sometimes make confusion between median and average, well, let's discuss that first, okay? I'm going to read. What does household income means? Household incomes refers to the combined gross income of everyone who occupies the same house. This can even include teens as young as 15 years old, though it usually encompasses married couples. Now, what is the difference between average and median income? The main difference between the average income and the mean income is how the data is extrapolated. The average mean income is the sum of all income divided by the count of income in the data set. By contrast, the median income is simply the income in the middle of the data set. Okay? So, which can be determined by placing all the numbers in value order and working towards the center. So they give you here an example. What this means is that the average income can easily be skewed by those who make the highest and the lowest income. For example, if 5 people make between $40,000 and $50,000 and one person makes $500,000, the average income will be skewed to just $120,000. On the other hand, the median income would still be between $40,000 and $50,000 due to one of those income being the middle number. So that's a little bit about that. And then he says, what is the median income in the US? Well, that's something that I will discuss as I read the article. So the average personal income in the US is $63,214. I'm not going to use dollars because we know it's dollars here, okay? The median income in the US is $44,225. The average American annual real wage was $67,521 in 2020. The average US household income is $87,864. So 2 people or 3 people, usually 2. The median US household income is $61,937. Now, let's go down. It says Americans by income, and we have brackets. How the percentages of people in under 50 who earn under $15,000 and between $15,000 and $25,000, between 25 and 34, and then I'm going to give you the percentages. Under $15,000 per year individuals is 9.4% of the population. actually will be the earners, right? Between 15 and 24.9 is 8.7%. Between 25 and 35, 8.1%. Between 35 and 50 is 11.6%. Between $50,000 and $74,900 is 16.5%. Between $75,000 and $99,900 is 12.2%. Between $100,000 and $150,000 is 15.3%. Between between $150,000 and $200,000 is 8%, and over $200,000 is 10.3%. So if you make over $150,000 and up, that's 18% of the population. 18. All right, let's go down. Let's go to average American income by demographics. Who makes more money? Most money as a demographic, as a race. Who do you think? The whites, the racist whites. They wrote the Constitution, all the laws make them. It's systemic racism, right? And that they wrote the law in such a way that they keep one group down and their group up. Always is between these two groups. Well, I'm going to break the news and that's going to burst your bubble if it's necessary to do that. So we have here, Asian Americans earn the highest median income, $87,243. Now, followed by whites with 65.9. So that's a difference of $20,000 per year between Asian Americans and white Americans, okay? So when you tell me about maybe the Asians wrote the Constitution, and maybe the Asians are writing the policies, these racist policies that discriminate against one group only, huh? Now remember, we don't have here, we put the Jews in the whites in the United States of America, but they're discussable. In Romania, the Jews are not in the whites, all right? In other countries, or in America, we put them over there. But then when we have to put the Jews as victims, we don't put them as whites. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they can be wherever fits. And I use that because they have a higher income than the Asians. I have a gut feeling, okay? So if you want to go by the most oppressed group in the world's history, makes the most money in this country. So did they write a Constitution? Did they write the laws? How come? Through hard work. Oh, then how come other groups don't make that much money on average? Not hard work, must be discrimination, right? By whom? By the Jews? By the Asians? No, only by the whites. Why? Because as the story goes. Now we go to the next ones. Whites, $65,000. $65,900 per year. As I said, the Asians make 87.2. All right. Now in the next group is, I didn't expect this one, Native Hawaiians. Wow. But in a certain way doesn't surprise me because I'm not going to say it, but anyway, genetically they are in a certain category. So they got 61.9, so 62,000, and the whites got 66,000. Then next one is Hispanic, Latino, $51,400, and then the next one is American Indian, 44.7 thousand, and the last bracket is blacks, 41.5 thousand. All right, so as I said, Asians first, whites second, difference at $20,000 a year. The Native Hawaiians, $4,000 lower than whites. Then we have the Hispanics, Latinos, who are actually 30 some, almost $40,000 less than the Asians, then the Indians, and so on. So, okay, let's move on back. It says black Americans have the lowest median income, $41,511. $41,511. What am I talking? And it says half of the average Asian Americans. Okay, so next time when some people get angry, divert them to the Asians, okay, because they are the guys who make the most money. They must have skewed everything towards that. Now, those between the ages 45 and 55 earn the highest income at a median of 84,464. All right, and then the lowest are the ones between 15 and 24 years of age, making $43,000, and the people over 65 who make the same, $43,000 a year. So the best you are at 45, between 45 and 54. That's where the best, followed by 35 and 44 years of age. It says those between the ages of 15 and 24 earn the lowest incomes at a median of only 43,000. Okay. Men who work for the federal government have the highest median income in any sector at 68,464. Women who work for the private sector have the lowest median income, $30,000. Now, real wage statistics, when adjusted for inflation and the number of goods and services that can actually be bought, we get an individual's real wage overall, what it comes to real wage in the US. That means your powers, how much you can buy, compared, let's say, the value of your income, how much you get versus the cost of the goods around. That's how I get it. So from 1964 to 2018, the average American's real wage has only increased by $2.38. Okay, the big economy. Who's got the money? Oh, the rich. Okay, so it increased $2.38. When adjusted for inflation, the average wage of $2.50 in 1964 would equate to around $20.27. Meanwhile, the average wages as of 2018 was $22.65. As of 2020, the average American real wage was $67,521. The United States has the 6th highest real wage in the world. So it's not the best in the world with that. So let's see who's the best. The United States is still one of the highest paying countries in the world, behind only Denmark, Australia, Sweden, Norway, and Luxembourg. Well, Luxembourg is a city, so put it to the side. All right, Denmark is what, 500,000 people. Yeah, we can consider the other. Norway, just because it got oil about 10 years ago. If you take oil out of the equation, bang, but they knew how to figure it out. So that's good. Poverty in America, statistics. As of 2020, 11.4% of Americans lived below the poverty line. Now, poverty line in the United States is rich in Romania, okay, by income. So that's why we have to put it in perspective. So, there are approximately 37.2 million Americans living in poverty. As I said, poverty here is wealth in other countries, all right? But here, poverty starts, I think, at $20,000 used to start that at one time. With California accounting for over 12% of those numbers, with 5,163,814 living in poverty in the state. It's okay, the rich will pay for them. The poverty rate for household in the US is 4.7%. From 2010 to 2019, the poverty rate steadily dropped from 15.1% to 10.5%. American income bracket statistics. 52% of Americans are considered middle class, while 29% are considered lower middle class, and the smallest percent, 19, are considered upper middle class. You got that? So it's not I'm in the middle class, I got a car and a house, blah, blah. No. And it's considered differently. In the United States, the middle class constitutes any income between $40,000 and $126,000. Overall, the highest percentage of Americans, 16.5%, have an income between $50,000 and $74,999, with the second and third highest percentage being those who make between 75 and 99, which is 12%, and 100,000 to 150,000, 13%. 15%, I'm sorry. The top 10% earn 30% of the total income in the US, whereas the bottom 90% earn 70% of total income, meaning that that's a huge divide between the average income and the income of the wealthiest individuals. From 2014 to 2020, the average median household income increased from $55,613 to $67,521. From 2014 to 2020, the real median income increased by 13%, 1-3. Wages are expected to grow by 3% between 2021 and 2022. Now, average American income by state. You want to hear that? I'm going to start with Alabama. Average income and median income. Average is $80,000. Median is $54,000. I'm not going to go over this. I'm just going to go to different. Average in the District of Columbia. Columbia is $135,000, and then the median is $87,000. That is one of the biggest I see here. Massachusetts is bigger than that. I can see here Massachusetts with 127 and 86,000. Massachusetts, I think it got the best. Yeah, that's the highest. Massachusetts. Move to Massachusetts, but it seems like maybe you have to work more over there. I don't know. All right, so let me go back down here. In conclusion, I read everything. Sources. These are the sources. 1. United States Census Bureau, Pew Research Center, Insider, Pew Research Center, United States Census Bureau. These are mainly the from Pew Research Center and the United States Census Bureau. That's where you get your. There are some other ones with Statista and Investopedia. So this is it. I think it's a very, very interesting article. Very much looking for numbers. I like numbers. I like to see reality. I like to, dream sometimes, but when we talk about reality, we stay in reality. So thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.